Hello guys, I'm Drissa Tangraf from Mali. I'm young member and currently I'm young documentary on police brutality during COVID-19 time coordinator in Mali. So the African Charter on Human and People's Rights is an international instrument that is intended to promote and protect human rights and freedom on African continent. As the Young African Activist Network, we are committed to shaping our destinies as youth and people of Africa. It's the task of young activists to defend the rights and freedom of African people. We will hold our leaders accountable to their commitment to protecting human rights and freedoms. The African Charter on Human and People Rights, of which our government are signatory to, provides a foundation on which the values of humanity and justice can be built upon. In response to COVID-19 pandemic, several African governments introduced severe restrictions on movement and the freedom of assembly, and in some cases full lockdowns. The enforcement triggered and discriminate arrest, beatings, torture, and extrajudicial killings by some government forces in Africa. The restrictions vary from one country to another. Mali has experienced curfew as major restriction during COVID-19 pandemic. Police forces were conducting night patrols as major measurement to implement the curfew in Bamako city. This violence sometimes broke out between policemen and young men in different areas of the city. The current interviews report cases of police brutality that some young people have experienced or witnessed during the curfew implementation in Mali.
So my name is Samaki Aruna Chikuru. I am Malian. I'm from Bamako. I'm living in Bamako. So during the COVID-19 lockdown time, I faced a lot of things like between me and the police, because I'll tell you the story. I was leaving home one day and I got the news that my uncle got sick and I should go and visit my uncle. So I was going to visit him. So it was 9:30. It was 9:30 at night. So I was leaving home to go and just to visit him. And it was the same date that they launched the curfew, like they say people to stay home, but I did not get the news earlier. So I was leaving, I was going, and I came across the police and they told me to stop, and I stopped and I started looking at them, and I noticed that some other police was beating some other young people. So it was really surprising because some police officer instead explain things to the young people, they use violence to beat them because the government give them the law to keep people inside. So it was something like that. But when I come across them, when they told me to stop, I stopped, and they asked me what happened. You are not worried about what is happening here, and you are not about the government launch the curfew, so you should stay home. And I was like, I did not know about that. I'm just going to visit my uncle who is sick. So I just received a call from him. So I should go and visit him because to give him help, something like that. And they blocked me a little bit, and after that they talked to their chief, and they told me to go. So personally, they did not beat me, they did not do any type of bullshit to me, but I see with my own eyes that they were beating. Some other young police officer was beating some other young people, but they did not beat me, something like that. It happened this during the curfew time. So about my community, it changed everything in my community because it changed the economy, and it also some people lose their job in my community because of COVID-19. So it really gets a lot of family down because they live with what they get, like the salary, but when that stops, how can they live? So it changed all of those things. And some people also, some family were obliged to leave where they were living to go to ask for help and to live, because they could even not eat because it was really tired to see those type of things. So it was something like that. It really changed everything in my community, and it changed everything in a lot of family around my family, because if you are not economically not, if you are not strong economically, it will be really tough, because in my community generally we are poor people. We don't have means to support our everyday means, right? So it's really changed those type of things. We're treating young people, I think it depends on the police officer, because some really do their job well, but some others, they use violence, like because they are in uniform and they got the law from government to do that. So they some beat some young people, and because just they leave home and something like that. I also really face those type of things, because where I'm living, our family is just next to the main road. So we were facing those type of things, and I saw it personally with my own eyes, those type of things, beating something like that, young people. So people did not reply about those type of thing, because it did not took it did not take longer. This thing did not take longer. That's why people did not push back police, because it was just a few times, And personally, I did not see something like that, people pushing back police, something like that. I did not see it. Yeah, I think the right of people matter in this country because people respect what the government say about the lockdown. People stay home, and I think it is just some police officer who needs more training, because mostly here in my country some police officer, they really don't know what law is, because if you are a police officer, it doesn't mean that you are better than the citizens. Like, you just have the uniform and you are working for the government, so it doesn't mean some other thing, something like that. So you should do your job, you should respect the law, and you should respect your people. So it's something like that. Like, people respect what government said. People stay home, but it happens sometimes some people leave home because of some other needs. And as I said, it was a matter of communication at the beginning. It was really a matter of communication. So, but later on, people understand what was happening, and they stay home, and I did not face any other thing like that. So about the government is here to protect people, but in that mission they should communicate more with people, and they have to use a lot of means of communication just to let people know what they are taking, like a decision is to protect more the people. So if people do not understand that this decision is for us, it will be a problem. Because when you take a decision, when you say, for instance, when you say to the people, stay home to be safe, that's a great decision. But people can't stay home without nothing. You should tell them stay home. You should also give them something. But here it was the opposite. The government said stay home, but at the beginning they did not give nothing to the people, because some people walk at night. So if you say them to stay home from this time to this time, you should not leave anymore. During at night, you should not leave home. So it will be a problem for those who walk at night. It is a big problem. So you should always give something to support financially people, because as I said, we are living with what we earn per day. So it happened that you tell people to stay home during the night and leave home to go to work during the day. It will be a problem for some people. So we did not face a lockdown like other country, because it was a little bit different. Here in Mali, we face curfew, and they say people to stay home at night. Like it was I think at the beginning it was from 9 to 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that. But later on they changed, so some people walk at night. So it was a big problem, because they should give them some financial support to live and to stay home. But if you tell them stay home without any financial support, it will be a problem, honestly. So that's what happened here in Mali, particularly in Mali. So something like that.